Howdy, everybody. Good to see you again. Hey, so I wanted to talk about what I think our greatest weapon in life is. And it's not a gun or a sword or a shield, it's our self-belief. So it's our mindset about how we go about thinking things, about thinking and trusting in ourselves. So a couple people that I like to think about is, and from what they talk about, their quotes in life, the successes they've had, what they get us to believe. So Alexander the Great, he says, there's nothing impossible to him who will try. And it's like, okay, if we try any, like we'll eventually succeed. So let's just keep trying and figuring out how we can get to where we want to be. Because if you just keep going, if you just keep trying, then you'll get there in time. But if you stop, or if you fail a couple times and then you stop and you're like, oh, well, it didn't work a few times, so I guess now it's all over. It's never going to happen. Well, then you're never going to get there. But keep trying. Just keep on keeping on. George Bernard Shaw says those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. So if you're not willing to accept that you're able to grow and that you're able to learn more and that you're able to take a lesson from your failures, then be able to apply those in the future, and then you won't fail and you won't fall into those areas and you won't make that mistake again. That's the whole idea of growing. Voltaire says one says faith consists in believing when it is beyond the power of reason to believe. That's the whole idea about faith and hope and trusting in God is that we're doing and trusting and believing in something that we cannot see, we cannot understand. Then we go into Proverbs 3, 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Isaiah 40:31. Yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not become weary. Psalm 44, 6 to 7. For I for I will not trust in my bow, nor will my sword save me. But you have saved us from our adversaries, and you have put to shame those who hate us. 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. And then Ephesians 6:12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of the darkness of this darkness, against the spiritual force of wickedness in the heavenly places. So then obviously it leads on to putting on the full armor of God. So we're not getting into that today, but it's just talking about how there's much more bigger things going on in this world, and it's not just this flesh. It's not what we see. It's not what we can feel, and even most times understand. But there's so much more going on, and we have to go in. We have to learn to go into this internal strength area. Of course, it all comes from God first and foremost, but we have to go in and accept. Am I capable of more? Am I willing to endure this hardship, this suffering, this pain, this endurance of whatever this moment is, and can I persevere and push forward into the new area? Am I willing to go into the arsenal of my mind and take the strongest thing, which is my self-belief, which is that I'm putting obviously again, all goes back to God, but saying, okay, I can do anything I put my mind to. So let me put my mind to it and let me trust that God will get me there if that be his will. So it's not staying in this stagnant, mundane, paycheck to paycheck, 9 to 5, living life in this simple, I can't do anything but just survive life. It's I can do more. I know I can do more. So let me think about what that looks like. Let me envision it. Let me put it into practice about actually getting further, doing more, trying harder and just seeing where that takes you. But again, our self-belief, our self-confidence is, in my opinion, our strongest weapon of everything that we have. Like we can have all these other types of things. We can have these other thoughts and beliefs and counsel and other types of weapons, but nothing will be as strong as what we tell ourselves and what we believe. And of course, I can always talk about how Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue; those that love it will eat its fruit." And we can think about that one as well as what are we telling ourselves? Are we telling ourselves that we're strong, that we're capable, that we're confident, we're competent, and we're going to get there, and it's just one more day, we're just dealing with the struggle one more day at a time? Or are we going to give in to those lies and the weaknesses and the flesh and go, all right, well, things are hard, things are suffering, things aren't going as they're supposed to, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm I guess I can't make it. I guess I can't do it. Maybe since it's not coming as easy to me, then it's not meant for me. And I don't believe that. I believe it's whatever you put your mind to. So anyways, that's just been kind of my thought for right now is what can you tell yourself? Are you willing to tell yourself to accomplish? And that's completely changing your entire life. I did not used to wake up at 4 in the morning. I used to wake up at 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, did nothing when I was a kid. So I just woke up whenever because I had no sense of structure or discipline. And then this crazy thing happened when I got taught it. I was like, oh, wow, this makes sense. And then I started learning and growing there. And then I became more disciplined in that area. I used to eat all types of crappy food and sugar my entire life growing up. Once I learned how bad it was, I stopped eating all that kind of stuff and I started eating a cleaner, healthy diet and lifestyle. And then I applied that to the gym. Never didn't go to the gym until I started. And then I saw the benefits after months. And then I started going more and learning more, and I got further and further. And that goes for every aspect of life that we do. You know, your sleep schedule, the thoughts you think, that the questions you ask yourself, what you tell yourself to believe, whether you accept what the Bible says about you, what God says about you, all this stuff, it comes full circle around. And it's what are you going to sit there and tell yourself? Not what do you think is going on just because it's going on in the moment? It's, oh, well, I'm, I'm failing in school or my job is terrible or I've got this horrible relationship or something and blah, blah, blah. So I'm always, so I must be here for this reason and I must be suffering here because that's what I deserve. It's, no, I can change that. How can I change that? Let me change it. So all goes back to the mindset, thought process. And are you willing to accept that you're the one who can change the outcomes of your life if you are willing to try? Anyways, my thoughts for the day. Hope the best for you guys. Later.